Thanks for stopping by at Twisted Art Designs. Today I thought I would do another paper doll for my paper doll tree. This time I went with a sewing theme and I used packaging from a Jane Davenport's product as part of the paper doll. So let's get started and I'll show you how I created this. I had this cardboard piece. It's from, I believe, the little pack of paper from Jane Davenport. I think that's what it was from, was maybe the little 6x6 pad of paper. And I love this face, and it's already on cardboard, so that'd be a perfect paper doll face. So I think I'm going to use that. And then I have this tag. I had originally made this for a junk journal, so it was on a tag, and it has a old vintage set of hooks and eyes and snaps and an old button, and I had taken my sewing machine and sewn around it so you can see the stitching and then glued some things to it. So it's kind of this nifty tag. So this would be neat, I think, to make a sewing themed paper doll. And look at this, it fits perfectly onto this head, to use that head and use this as the body. And then I'm going to add some arms and some cute legs, maybe some material to make a skirt or some lace for the skirt. I've got a little sewing machine I'm going to add and some other fun things. So I'm going to play around with this and make a sewing themed paper doll. The first thing I did was remove the string from the tag because I don't need that. And I like her little collar. So I think what I'm going to do is use my X-Acto knife and cut around this image and cut it out. And I'm going to leave that collar. So the collar, because this fits right in here, and if I leave that collar on, the collar can go over the top of this tag. And that'll look kind of nifty. So I've cut out the girl from my Jane Davenport packaging, and that's how that's going to go. And I left it kind of long so I could glue it to this body and make a nice, stiff, sturdy base. And then I'm taking an X-Acto knife, and what I'm going to do is just cut out this collar, cut around this collar, and then I'm going to slip that card, that part of the card, underneath it. That should go like that. Super cute. I love it. I like the colors in this, and I love the kind of a muted pink, so I'm going to go with some pink. And what I'm going to do first is to take this little hole protector off of the tag and remove that and throw it away. And I'm going to take some pink acrylic paint, and I'm going to paint this because I'm going to make this look like it's her outfit. And look at that cute little detail. I had put a little tiny pin, a little pin on there. I had sewn and glued it on when I made this tag. Super cute. Love those little fun details. I'm into details. So this will be cute to make her have a little pink dress. I think I might even add some details like making it polka dot. That's what's fun about creating these paper dolls, is just letting them come to life and see what ideas you can come up and create to make them really unique and special. So there that is, pink. That's going to go really well with the colors. It's a muted pink. I'll let that dry. That paint is dry. I'm going to take some Neo colors, and I'm going to just, this has a lot of really nice colors in it, and so I kind of tried to match colors in what Jane Davenport's artwork has in it, and I'm just going to add some color. So you could just color it on and smudge it out with your finger or use a water brush to blend it out. I just want it to be a little colorful. Neo colors. That's what this needed, was just a little bit of interest and some color. I had blue on my brush and I did pink, that pinky color, and it turned purple. But that's okay, I love it. I love it. See, that now that goes with the colors on this. Next was to find some arms and legs, and I'm using these images that were from clip art, that were kits from Etsy, and I have backed them onto cardboard. They were printed out on cardstock. I backed them on cardboard. I fussy cut them out, and then I made the edges dark just to make them look nicer. And they're going to be jointed with brads, so that's those. And then these little legs, I colored the boots pink to match the top, and I also backed that in cardboard, and they're going to go here. And then the next thing I'm going to do is take these 2 rubber stamps, and I'm going to stamp them and trim them out, and use some silver and things on this, like some silver Posca pen, and then add these to the image and pop them up. So I'll show you what happens when I do that. Cute little pair of scissors that I rubber stamped on a piece of cardboard and cut out, and then I colored the edges dark. And then here's the hand that it's going to go in. So what I'm going to do is take my scissors and cut along the edge of this thumb and up and under these fingers and up, with the thought that maybe I can slip these scissors on here like you would normally hold a pair of scissors. Just like that. How cute is that? It looks like her little hand is holding the scissors. So now I just need to glue that into place. To put the arms together, I'm going to just put one over the top of the other. This is really simple. Use a paper piercer, poke through both, a hole through both, and then add a brad, and then that makes that movable. So now I have a movable arm, and I'm going to do the other one exactly like that. I'm taking a piece of blue tulle, and it's just cut in a rectangle, and I'm going to just bunch it together like this, and take a piece of thread and wrap it around and tie it to make that bunch, all the gathering all stay together. I think I'm going to double tie it here. There. Cut the strings off. And now I've got this nice little bunchy thing. It's super cute. And what I want to do is take this sewing machine, and I'm going to put some pop dots on the back of it. These are those foam core pop dots. I got mine at the dollar store actually, and I like them because they're really, really small. They're for card making, and it's to make things look three-dimensional when you raise something up. So I'm going to put them on the back side of this little sewing machine. I cut it out, and I colored the thread blue, and I used a silver sparkle colored pencil on the parts of the machine that are silver, and to just kind of make it look a little realistic. So I'm going to put that little pop dot on the back like that, and this is going to raise it up, and I'm going to put it over here like almost like a hat, like a crown, and I'm going to put this little tuft of material behind it, so it's going to look really fun and it'll look like a party hat made out of a sewing machine. You know me and my silly ideas. So I'm putting on my little pop dots, And this is going to go right here. So I think what I'm going to do is just put some glue, just art glitter glue, and stick that there. And then stick this sewing machine over the top. Like that. Isn't that cute? That made like a sewing machine little crown embellishment. Super cute. And then I can just trim these. They're a little bit long. I think what I'm going to do is to take my pinking shears and go around this with pinking shears and kind of a half circle. And then they're going to have nice jaggedy edges. Pinking shears like this. I love that. That is so cute. Her sewing machine crown looks really cute. Okay, and then her arm, I went ahead and glued this arm into place, and then I always put a little piece of tape on the back just to give it some extra hold and stability till that glue dries. So here's her movable arm over here. And on this arm, I'm going to take a needle. I've got a needle with some thread on it, and I'm going to sand the end of the needle so it's not sharp. I don't want it to be sharp because, you know, this is just a paper doll and I don't want anybody that looks at it or picks it up to get hurt. So I'm just going to dull that needle tip on some sandpaper. That's better. So now it's not as pokey sharp. And I'm going to have that needle be in this hand. So I'm going to take this needle, and I think I'm going to actually poke a hole. Let's see if I can do that. Let's poke a little tiny hole right there. And put this little needle through. Like that. Perfect. And now I'm going to glue and tape that needle into place. And I just put a binder clip on it, and I'm going to let it dry. Trying to get it to focus. So that that wad of glue will dry solid and hold that needle in place behind the hand. Some gathered lace and my sewing machine, and I added some gathered lace to the bottom. And now I can glue her legs into place behind. Like this, so I can glue her legs on the back. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to take some sewing pattern tissue and see if I can create a flower. I kind of have an idea in my head of what I want to do. So I'm going to just loosely cut out a strip of this sewing pattern tissue. And I'm going to wing it. That's what I do. I wing it. So I was thinking if I fold this, okay, if I fold this, I could probably start to fashion a flower by making pleats in the folded tissue paper. So I'm pinching it in my thumb and just kind of tucking behind like that. I'm making a pleat and turning as I go, so I'm making a circle, a pleated circle. Okay, I like that so far. And I'm going to make the center be this cute polka dot brad. So what I think I'm going to do is, since I can't hold this and I want to make a second layer, I'm going to go ahead and poke a hole in the middle where my thumb is holding it in place and stick this brad in just to hold it for now while I make my second layer. And that'll hold it in place. Okay. And now I'm taking a thinner strip of it and I'm just going to repeat that process to make the center part of the flower. I just love that this is sewing pattern tissue and it's a sewing themed doll, so I like that it has words on it like hem allowance and seam and all that kind of fun stuff. So I just thought this would be a nifty addition to have a little flower made out of sewing tissue. Okay, so now I'm going to poke a hole in the middle of this one while I'm still holding on to it and pop out that brad. And put this one on top of that one. It's kind of tricky holding it all, but I think it'll work. You never know when you wing stuff. So I took my second layer and I poked a hole in it and put the brad through the middle and then through the back side, and that's what the flower looks like. So cute. And I love that it has sewing pattern words on it like seam and hem and shorten here and things like that. I think that's just such a cute embellishment. I just love that it's made out of the sewing pattern material. So I'm going to just glue that into place and then just use a binder clip to hold it until the glue dries. I'm going to put it right here and clip it on. I use these little dollar store binder clips all the time for stuff like this. Perfect. And then let it dry. And then I added her other arm with some art glitter glue and a clip, and I'm going to let that dry as well. And then I dug through my stash of goodies and I had some plastic buttons. This one looks like a dress form and this one looks like a thimble. And then I've got some charms that looks like a spool of thread and a little safety pin. I've got some appliques. I just want to add some more interesting doodads. So what I like to do is to take some wire cutters like this and on a plastic button just cut that plastic shank off of the back. And that makes it flat so that now you can glue it onto your paper doll without that shank getting in the way. So I'm going to glue those into place. Those little plastic buttons, the thimble and the dress form look really cute added to this. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut into this along this edge to make it more appealing as a body shape. I do that a lot with things, just to kind of bring it in and bring it out to give her a little waistline. I just think that's going to look more eye appealing like that. And then on this side where it sticks out, obviously I'm going to have to do the same thing. And it cuts off the top of that little tag, but I think it's okay. And then what I did with my little charm of a spool of thread is I attached a little piece of chain and a jump ring. And I'm going to poke a hole right here at the base of her ear, on her earlobe. And I'm going to put this brad, this little mini brad, through that chain at the top. Glue that straight. Yep, looks good. And stick it through her earlobe. Spread it out in the back. And now she has an earring with her thread spool charm on it. I think that is really a cute addition. And I'm going to leave off the little safety pin I mentioned before, and I'm not going to put the appliques on. I don't think. I don't know. That looks kind of cute, so I may add an applique. She's pretty darn cute, and I like her embellishments. So what I'm going to do now is to take a Posca pen in yellow, and I'm just going to add my own details. I'm going to add some yellow hair strokes. To kind of correspond with that yellow earring. And to just make it my own. Since it's a Jane Davenport, I'm going to just change it up just a little bit. And I'm going to make her headband a little bit brighter in blue. Make it stand out a little bit more. I love that cute little headband she's wearing. Cute. So I'm going to take that white and make it pop a little bit more with a paint pen and the little glint just to brighten her eyes. Like that. See how that just kind of brought that to life a little bit. I'm going to make the polka dots on her shirt stand out a little bit. Just make those pop a little more. Just using a paint pen, adding some details. The image that was from Etsy from this kit was kind of gray, so it was a little dull. So I'm just making them a little bit brighter blue. It's just, this is my favorite part, is to just go back in and add a lot of fun details. I think I'll go back in with the yellow and make these little armbands brighter around those puff sleeves. They were kind of dull. There. And now all I need to do is glue a ribbon to the back of her head with a loop to make her be able to hang on my paper doll tree. So here she is, with her sewing machine crown and a little straight pin there and a needle and thread in her hand and a pair of scissors in this hand like this, and some cute little embellishments, and then the hooks and eyes show and the snaps on the vintage cards. This made out of sewing machine pattern. She's real cute. So I hope you enjoyed this project. And I realize that you might not have all these items. Like I used some vintage sewing pieces and sewing machine pattern and charms and things. So, you know, you might not have all these things in your stash. This is just to give you some inspiration and some ideas of how I put together my paper dolls so that you can look around and see what you have in your stash to create a paper art doll. And here she is hanging on the paper doll tree. So here are my paper dolls on my paper doll tree, and here is the sewing themed girl.